problems between farmers and herdsmen. This has caused so much distress to the people of Nasarawa State. We have to seek the cooperation of security operatives and even traditional rulers that have their domain along the borders. There needs to be a deliberate federal government policy and intervention, special intervention, that will reinforce security operatives along the borders of both Benue and Nasarawa states.
The continued crisis between the tea farmers and Fulani herdsmen, which has claimed so many lives, continues to be a cause for concern. This one issue the government must tackle promptly. For the big story, Nel Taigbe, Channels Television News.
We now take you back to the situation in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, where insurgents dressed in military uniforms have attacked the Army Brigade Command, popularly known as the Giwa Barracks in the GRA area of the state capital. Well, unconfirmed reports are also saying the insurgents have laid siege on the University of Maiduguri, UNIMAID. Now, prior to these attacks, 3 loud explosions shook the town. Now we have an eyewitness giving an update of the situation in this phone-in interview.
At around 7:30 this morning, after I dropped off my daughter at school, on my way coming back, I started hearing gunshots. But because I live close to the barracks, I thought it was the military doing some exercises. But as time went on, it intensified. Then we started hearing some explosions, and then followed by some heavy machine gun fire. Then, of course, people started running, helter-skelter. I didn't know what to do. I was thinking of going back to pick my daughter in school. I rushed back to the school to pick my daughter, and I came back home. And by the time I came back home, even my household members had escaped. Even my security man, my guard and his wife that are supposed to be in the house had run away. But then I had already entered my house, so there was no way I could run again because it was becoming more dangerous outside. So right now, as I'm talking to you, you could hear the sounds of airplane. Hello, are you still there?
I am still here. I can hear you.
You could hear the sounds of explosions, gunshots, and even some stray bullets flying all over the place. I'm lying down flat now in my sitting room as I'm talking to you. I cannot go out because I don't know what's outside the gate now. Even my security man had run away. Everybody in the neighborhood. I mean, if I had known, I would have just picked my daughter and from school and then escaped from there too. But right now, I'm right in the middle of this fire that is going on, just praying and hoping that it abates soon. Because I cannot actually tell you exactly what is on ground because I'm inside my house.
Okay.
But if you pay attention carefully, you hear some gunshots, you can hear some airplane and helicopters hovering above. And that's all. But it's very, very close to where I am. I made some calls to people around, and I was with some of the people that are neighbors. Some of them told me that they were trying to attack the Giwa, which is very close to where I live. But as it is right now, everywhere is quiet. In fact, as I'm talking to you now, I don't think I should be raising my voice.
Okay.
Because I really don't know who is around.
Okay, so just stay safe. Have you called? Do you have the number of the JTF in your community?
Yes, I'm very close to them. My life is not in immediate danger per se, because for them to get to where I am right now, I think they have to overpower them first, which I don't think they are likely to do for now. But the shots are intensifying.
Okay.
As you can hear the plane.
Pretty sensitive situation over there in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, and that's an eyewitness account of the attack on Maiduguri, the capital of Borno state in northeastern Nigeria, by phone. When News Track returns, it's straight to business news, and the 36 states of the Federation share 416 billion naira as their allocation for the month of February. Do stay with us.
The fun starts right here on Metrofile.
The meeting point for who's who on the social scene. Exquisite events. Elegance. And a rich display of colors. glamour at its height. On Metropole, we bring that extra touch of class to your events, celebrating people and their achievements. You can only enjoy the non-stop action every Friday, 11 p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday, 12 noon. Metropole, glitz and glamour.
Welcome to Business News. The Federation Account Allocation Committee has distributed a total of 641 billion naira to the 3 tiers of government for the month of February. Briefing newsmen after the committee's meeting in Abuja, the Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Jonah Otunla, said the federal government got a total of 247 billion naira, states got a share of 125 billion naira, while the local governments got a total of 96 billion naira.
A net amount available for distribution of 64.129 billion. Federal government took 15% of this, which translated to 9.6. State government took 32.065, and local government councils had a share of 35% that translated to 22.4 billion. On aggregate, we have 531.3 for statutory allocation and 66.8 for VAT, giving the total distributable figure of 598 billion and 133 million. When compared to what transpired last month, we have a 12.17 billion improvement on the 585.96 figure that was distributed last month. As usual, 35.5 was apportioned to SURP and 7.6 reformed by NMPC, grossing up the total revenue shared to 641.299 billion compared to 629 distributed last month.
To the foreign scene now, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov are preparing for key talks on Ukraine in London as a disputed referendum in Crimea looms on Sunday. Mr. Kerry is expected to warn Mr. Lavrov that the referendum and Russia's military intervention in Crimea could trigger concerted U.S. and EU sanctions. He has warned of very serious steps if Russia annexes the region. Meanwhile, Russia says it does not want war with Ukraine. Sports news now. The FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup gets underway tomorrow, and Nigeria will begin their campaign on Sunday against China in Costa Rica. Having made it to all the previous editions, players and officials are hopeful of making it to the final this time. The Flamingos have qualified for the quarter-final stage twice, and in 2012 they won in their group. But their hopes of becoming the first African team to reach the semi-finals was dashed as they were eliminated by France on penalties. The French went on to lift the trophy. Nigeria is drawn in Group D alongside Mexico, Colombia, and China. And that's it on sports news and on News Track. But before we go, a reminder of the situation in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital in Nigeria's northeast, which is under siege after insurgents dressed in military uniforms attacked the Army Brigade Command, popularly known as the Giwa Barracks, in the GRA area of the state capital. Unconfirmed reports also say the insurgents have laid siege on the University of Maiduguri. Now, prior to these attacks, 3 loud explosions shook the town. Residents say they remain indoors for fear of being attacked. Now, today's attack is coming about a month after 106 people were killed by insurgents in an attack on Isge village in Borno State near the border with Adamawa. And that's it on News Track. Thanks so much.